Have you ever noticed that money seems to have a personality of its own, a will of its own? For some, it's a faithful companion that grows and stays. For you, perhaps, it's a ghost. It arrives with a whisper of relief, only to vanish before you can even hold it. You've taken the courses, you've recited the affirmations, you've stared at your vision board until your eyes burned, and yet the emptiness in your bank account remains, mirrored by a specific heavy ache in your chest. Today, we're not going to talk about budgeting or investing. We're going to talk about the invisible thread that pulls gold away from your hands. Because the truth, the one they don't tell you in the bright, neon-lit world of motivational coaching, is that money isn't fleeing your efforts. It's fleeing your resonance. Imagine for a moment that your soul has a scent, not a physical scent, but a frequency that precedes you into every room, every interaction, every dream. If that frequency is tuned to the vibration of survival, the universe hears a very specific command. It doesn't hear, "I want more." It hears, "I am a person who experiences lack." And the laws of celestial order are precise. They will always give you more of what you are, not what you desire. You may think you're working to attract wealth, but subconsciously, you may be a fortress built to keep it away. We carry shadows we didn't even create. We carry the hunger of ancestors who died with empty hands, and the guilt of those who were told that to be spiritual is to be poor. Money is a high-frequency energy. It is the blood of the world. If your inner channels are rusted by the shame of not being enough, that blood cannot flow. It will leak. It will evaporate. Look at the mirror of your current reality. That recurring emergency that drains your savings every time you reach a certain amount. That's not bad luck. That's a ceiling you built without realizing it, to protect yourself from a power you don't yet believe you can handle. We're not here to fix your financial problems today. We're here to dismantle the architecture of your scarcity. Money doesn't flee you because you're not doing enough. It flees because deep down, in the hidden corners of your heart, you are terrified of what happens if it actually stays. You are afraid of the responsibility of lightness. You are afraid of having nothing left to struggle against. Afraid of losing the fight that has defined who you are. This is the hidden truth. Your relationship with money is the ultimate reflection of your relationship with your own worth. And until we descend into the basement of your lineage and clean the blood from the floors, no ritual, no candle, and no strategy will ever make the gold stay. Pause. Breathe deeply. Feel that resistance in your stomach. That is the first lock turning. We are about to dive deeper into the ancestral baggage that has been disguising itself as your destiny. Shall we move on to the next layer of shadow? To understand why the gold disappears, we must look beyond the physical wallet and dive into the vast, silent library of your DNA. You are not a solitary island. You are the most recent blossom on a very old, very complex tree. When you look at your bank account and feel that familiar coldness, you are not only feeling your own disappointment, you are feeling the resonance of every ancestor who lived in fear of winter, every grandmother who hid coins inside her mattress because the world was unsafe, and every father who traded his soul for a salary that never quite felt like enough. We often speak of inherited wealth, but we rarely discuss inherited lack. In the realm of the subconscious, loyalty is the most valuable currency. Without realizing it, you may be keeping yourself poor as a way of belonging to your tribe. If everyone in your lineage struggled, your subconscious doesn't see prosperity as a blessing. It sees it as a betrayal. Having more than they had is felt, at a cellular level, as leaving them behind. This is the invisible root of your self-sabotage. Every time you are about to reach a new level of abundance, a primal part of your brain cries out, "Return to the safety of the struggle. Return to where we all are." This is where celestial order meets the human psyche. In the cosmic dance, Saturn, the great teacher, often represents the limits and structures we inherit. If your inner Saturn is deformed by ancestral trauma, you will experience life as a series of walls. You will see opportunity not as a door, but as a threat to your family identity. You carry a poverty contract signed in the blood of those who came before you, and you honor it with every necessary expense that drains your savings. Consider the resonance of the word debt. At its spiritual core, debt is a weight that anchors you to the past. It is an energy that says, "I am not free to move toward my future because I am still paying for what has already happened." When money flees from you, it is often because it is being pulled back by the gravity of these unresolved ancestral debts. It's not that you are incapable of earning money, it's that your energetic field is so permeable from these ancient wounds that wealth simply flows through you like water through a rusted pipe. In the perspective of astro-spirituality, we understand that your current financial situation is a physical manifestation of a psychic misalignment. If your soul still vibrates at the frequency of the refugee or the servant, archetypes often transmitted through generations of struggle, then the universe will continue to treat you that way. It will give you just enough to survive, but never enough to transcend. This is the hidden truth. You were trained to survive, but you were never given permission to thrive. Take a moment to reflect on the stories told at your childhood dinner table. Was money the root of all evil? Was it something that didn't grow on trees? Was it something that only dishonest people had? These are not just phrases. They are symbols. They are verbal commands that programmed your subconscious to see wealth as a spiritual impurity. If your soul believes that money is unclean, it will heroically protect you, ensuring you never have it. It will make you lose your wallet, forget to send that invoice, or make that impulsive purchase that brings you back to the cleanliness of being broke. We are descending into the basement now. We are looking at the shadows that disguise themselves as just the way life is. This is not your fault, but it is your responsibility to see the pattern. The cosmos does not want you to suffer. It wants you to align, but you cannot align with the frequency of gold while you are still wearing the rags of your ancestors' shame. Pause. The air is getting thinner down here, but visibility is increasing. We are beginning to see the ghosts that have been spending your money before you ever receive it. Shall we move on to the next layer of shadow? We explored the basement of your lineage, but now we must turn the lantern toward a more intimate darkness, the shadow you carry inside your own heart. In the celestial order, nothing remains hidden that cannot be revealed by the friction of reality. You claim to desire abundance, but there is a version of you, a silent, neglected version, that is actively sabotaging your resonance. This is the shadow. It is the repository of every part of yourself you decided was too much, too greedy, or too dangerous to show the world. Think of how water erodes a stone. It doesn't happen through force, but through a quiet, persistent insistence. Your shadow works the same way. It is that soft voice that whispers enough, just as you are about to have a great breakthrough. It is the inner hand that recoils at the exact moment you are about to reach the fruit. Why? Because you were conditioned to believe that wealth is a weight that will drag your soul into the mud. You fear that if you become a mountain, the valleys will no longer recognize you. You fear that if you shine too brightly, the shadows of others will feel threatened and leave you out in the cold. In this first phase of our journey, we must diagnose the mental garbage that has accumulated in your psychic corridors. You hide from yourself a deep conflict. You desire the comfort of gold, but you despise the kind of person you believe possesses it. If you unconsciously see the wealthy as predators or soulless, your subconscious will heroically protect your integrity, ensuring you remain prey or full of soul, but hungry. This is the hidden truth that moves money. It cannot stay where it is not respected at a fundamental spiritual level. Imagine a star. It does not apologize for its gravity. It simply exists, and the planets align around it because of the sheer honesty of its mass. Your resonance is fragmented right now. One part of you wants to expand, but the shadow is anchored in the safety of smallness. Essentially, you are trying to drive with one foot on the accelerator and the other on the brake. That friction generates heat that consumes your resources. This is why you feel exhausted even when you haven't done much. You are waging a war against your own expansion. The shadow also hides your unworthiness. You may walk with your head held high, but when a bill arrives or when a price is named, that sharp contraction in your solar plexus is the truth speaking. It is the echo of a child who was told they were a burden or that things are hard. You internalize the vibration of a guest in your own life, always waiting for the moment someone will ask you to leave. And the universe, being a perfect mirror, treats you like a guest. It gives you a temporary stay, but never the keys to the kingdom. To heal this, we must stop trying to fix your bank account and start witnessing the erosion of your self-worth. The shadow is not an enemy to be destroyed. It is a child to be integrated. She needs to know it is safe to be powerful. She needs to know that having more does not mean being less. But until you recognize that it is you who is pushing money away to keep yourself safe in your insignificance, the cycle will repeat until your spirit is as exhausted as your wallet. We are talking about the energetic drain, the place where your energy is leaking through the cracks of your unacknowledged fears. Every time you say, "That's too expensive," or "I can't afford that," you are not making a financial statement. You are casting a spell of limitation. You are telling the stars that your capacity is finite. And the stars, in their infinite mercy, agree with you. Pause. The reflection in the mirror is getting sharper, isn't it? The face you see is not that of a victim of a cruel universe, but of the architect of a very specific, very comfortable prison. Shall we move on to the next layer of shadow? To truly understand why the flow of gold escapes you, we need to look at the stars, not as distant lights, but as the primordial architects of your inner geometry. In the language of the soul, we are all inhabited by ancient patterns, behavioral templates we call archetypes. When money eludes you, it is often because you are, without realizing it, playing the role of the eternal orphan or the martyr. Archetypes deeply rooted in the mental and familial wounds that block your flow. In the celestial landscape, this is often the shadow of Saturn, the planet of boundaries, of lead, and of time. Saturn is the cosmic master who demands we face reality. If your inner Saturn is misaligned, you don't see money as a tool for expansion, but as a cold, heavy burden of responsibility you are not prepared to carry. You see gold through the lens of the myth of Icarus. You fear that if you fly too high, if you possess too much, the sun will melt your wings and you will fall back into the abyss of your origins. Consider the archetype of the beggar. This is not about how much money you have in your bank account. It is a state of mind. The beggar believes the universe is a place of finite resources, a small pie where every slice given to someone else is a slice taken from them. This is the hidden truth of your scarcity. When you operate from the beggar archetype, your energy is one of grasping. And in the physics of the spirit, anything you try to grasp too tightly will naturally try to pull away. Money is like a wild creature. It thrives where there is space, respect, and freedom. It flees the cage of desperation. We must also consider Pluto, the lord of the underworld and of hidden riches. In mythology, Pluto, Hades, was the god of the wealth of the earth, the gold, the gems, and the seeds that grow in darkness. To access the hidden truth of your wealth, you must be willing to descend into your own underworld, your own ancestral diagnosis and cleansing. You must confront the mental garbage that equates suffering with sainthood. Many of us carry the archetype of the holy poor, a subconscious contract that tells us being spiritual requires being in misery. This is a profound misalignment. The stars do not struggle to shine. The earth does not struggle to bear fruit. Poverty is not a sign of holiness. It is a sign of a clogged pipe. Imagine your life as a landscape. If the archetype of the desert dominates your inner world, it does not matter how much rain falls. Nothing will grow. The water, the money, will simply run off the surface or evaporate in the heat of your anxiety. You need to cultivate the archetype of the sovereign. The sovereign does not beg for taxes. The sovereign creates a kingdom so prosperous that wealth flows to the center as a natural consequence of order. This is the shift we are implementing in this first phase of your diagnosis. We are identifying the spiritual contracts you have signed with these shadow archetypes. You have been playing a role written by ancestors who lived in survival mode. But now, you are the playwright. You are the one who can look at the energetic drain and choose to close the valve. You are not just a person trying to pay the bills. You are a cosmic entity, learning to master the material plane. But you cannot master what you secretly despise or fear. If you see money as a corrupting force, you are essentially telling the Lord of the underworld to keep his treasures hidden from you. You are choosing the safety of the dark over the responsibility of the light. Pause. The archetypes are the deep roots of your tree. If the roots are twisted by ancient traumas, the fruit will always be bitter. We are about to learn how to prune those roots and begin the process of alchemy. Shall we move on to the next layer of shadow? We have identified the ghosts in your lineage and the shadows in your heart. But now we must discuss the work of the furnace. In the ancient art of alchemy, the goal was never merely to find gold. It was to transmute the lead of human suffering into the gold of spiritual consciousness. If money is fleeing from you, it is because you are still vibrating at the frequency of lead, the heavy, dense mental garbage that you have mistaken for your identity. To stop the flight of riches, you must become the furnace that melts those ancient contracts. Think of a diamond. It is nothing more than carbon that has withstood immense pressure and time. Your financial struggle, as painful as it is that pressure. It is forcing you to face the ancestral cleansing you have avoided for many lifetimes. The hidden truth is that the universe is not punishing you with scarcity. It is using scarcity to point to the fracture in your being. You cannot pour the wine of abundance into a cup cracked by the belief that you are fundamentally not enough. Alchemy requires a specific kind of heat, the heat of consciousness. You must look at the poverty contracts you inherited and, rather than fighting them, breathe into them. When you feel the contraction of, "I can't afford this," You are standing at the edge of your oppressive reality. To transform it, you don't need more money in that moment. You need more space. You need to witness the fear without becoming the fear. This is the hidden truth. The moment you stop running from the feeling of lack, lack stops chasing you. Consider the stars once more. They do not strive to shine. They are the result of a perfect balance between gravity and nuclear fire. Your resonance must find that same balance. You must carry the gravity of your worth, knowing you deserve to exist and to thrive, balanced by the fire of your action. Too much fire, effort, anxiety, and you will consume your resources. Too much gravity, shame, stagnation, and the gold will never reach you. It will be crushed by your own weight. In this first phase of your journey, the alchemy is primarily one of subtraction, not addition. You are not learning to be rich. You are unlearning the poverty that was imposed on you. You are clearing the foundation. Like a sculptor, you must carve away the marble of thoughts like, I am a burden, money is dangerous, and my family will hate me if I succeed. What remains, the figure inside the stone, is your natural, sovereign state of abundance. This process takes time, and the ego will demand a quick fix. It will want a cinnamon ritual before doing the DNA cleansing. But the stars do not rush. The seasons do not skip winter to reach the harvest. You are currently in the winter of your financial soul, and it is precisely there that the seeds of your future wealth are being cultivated. The hidden truth of your struggle is that this is the fertile soil your success requires. By staying in this process, you are closing the energetic drain. You are telling the cosmos that you are finally ready to be a steward of power, not merely a victim of circumstance. You are moving from the question, why is this happening to me, to the question, what is this revealing in me? That is the supreme alchemy. When you change the why, the how begins to reorganize itself around you. Pause. The lead is melting. The ancient scripts are becoming liquid, ready to be poured into a new, sovereign mold. We stand at the threshold of the final layer. Shall we move on to the next layer of shadow? We have traveled a long way today, from the silent basements of your DNA to the cold, distant mirrors of the stars. We have analyzed the mental garbage that has been blocking your channels and the spiritual contracts that have kept you in a state of perpetual survival. If you have stayed with me until this moment, it is because your resonance is already beginning to shift. The lead is softening. The masks are falling. The hidden truth is that you were never meant to chase money. In the celestial order, the sun does not chase the planets. The ocean does not chase the tide. They simply occupy their space with such honesty that everything else finds its orbit around them. When you stop being the orphan or the martyr and begin to embody the sovereign, you stop being a hunter and become a gravitational force. Wealth does not flee from you because you are unworthy. It flees because you are still vibrating at the frequency of a person who is trying to run away from themselves. As we conclude this first stage of our ancestral diagnosis and cleansing, I want you to reflect on the weight of your own worth. This is not about the numbers on a screen. It is about the space you allow yourself to occupy in this universe. If you allow yourself only a tiny space, the universe can only pour a tiny stream of gold into your life. To receive more, you must be more. Not do more, be more. You are a channel for the infinite. But a channel must be clean. Today, we began the cleansing. We identified the energetic drain. The leaks are being sealed. The ancestors are being honored, and then, respectfully, released from the control of your life. You are taking the wheel. Pause. If this silence resonated with you, if you felt a rupture in your spirit today, then perhaps we are finally in tune. This was only the beginning of our 100-day portal. I invite you to stay with us, to subscribe to this channel, and to make this daily reflection your anchor. This is a journey that demands consistency, a slow, deliberate alignment with the cosmic flow. I would ask one favor of you. Don't leave a surface-level comment. Instead, tell me which specific shadow was illuminated for you today. Which ancestral voice did you recognize in your own fear? When we name the darkness, it loses its power over our gold. And if you know someone, just 1 or 5 people, who is out in the cold right now, exhausted from the search and ready to hear this specific truth, share this silence with them. We are building a pack of conscious expansion. Tomorrow, we go deeper. We will examine the specific contracts you signed without knowing it, and how to begin the formal process of canceling them. For now, don't try to fix anything. Simply breathe deeply and embrace the new space we have created. The gold is not coming to you. It is already waiting for you to become the person who can finally see it. Pause. The stars are not in a hurry. Neither should you be.